Happy Christmas, Yoko.
Happy Christmas, John.
Every December, we hear the same handful of Christmas songs. But one of the most enduring and one of the most meaningful isn't really a Christmas song at all. It's a message, a reminder, and a challenge.
So this is Christmas.
The animated short War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko, won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 2024 and has just premiered worldwide on YouTube. It's a beautifully made film set in a fictional First World War setting where two enemy soldiers connect through a simple game carried back and forth by a carrier pigeon. A quiet, visual metaphor for the message at the heart of Happy Christmas, War is Over.
War is over.
Recorded in October 1971, the origins of the song date back to John and Yoko's 1969 War is Over, If You Want It peace campaign. Billboards, posters, postcards, press features, a worldwide statement delivered with clarity and compassion. And the song carries that same quality. It's gentle and melodic, but beneath it lies a powerful truth. Peace begins with individuals, with choices, and with a belief that change is possible. The film takes that idea and turns it into a simple but powerful story. Two soldiers on opposite sides of a fictional First World War-style conflict. They never meet, they never speak, but they connect through a chess game carried back and forth by a pigeon. The pigeon, named Julia, is at the heart of the story. She delivers messages to the battlefield, but also has a secret mission. Even though the red jackets and greatcoats are at war, Julia helps soldiers on both sides keep the game going. Max Narciso's artwork in the film is warm, emotional, and deeply expressive. With no dialogue at all, the visuals carry the full weight of the story. The loneliness of the soldiers, the coldness of war, and the glimmer of connection that breaks through. Julia's role becomes even more significant when you consider the real history behind carrier pigeons in the First World War. They weren't just symbols, they were genuine war heroes. When radios failed, telegraph lines were cut, or runners were killed, pigeons were sometimes the only reliable way to send messages. They could fly through smoke and gunfire at remarkable speeds, and their success rate was astonishingly high. The most famous of them was Cher. In 1918, 200 American soldiers, the Lost Battalion, were trapped behind enemy lines. After two pigeons were shot down, Cher was their last hope. He was released under heavy fire and was hit almost immediately. Shot through the breast, blinded in one eye, and with a leg destroyed, but he kept flying. He covered 25 miles in 25 minutes and delivered the message that saved the men from being shelled by their own side. For that, he received the Croix de Guerre. That message has now been reimagined, not only through the film, but also in this beautiful new picture book. Published by Viking Books for young readers, this 40-page hardback book is aimed at children aged 4 to 8, although it's absolutely a book that adults will connect with as well. The creators of the film, Sean Ono Lennon, Dave Mullins and Brad Booker, have returned to write the book. And the illustrations are by Max Narciso, the film's original character designer. This isn't a simplified adaptation, it's the definitive creator-led version of the story. It opens with a line that connects it instantly to the song. So this is Christmas, another year over, a new war just begun. A clever twist on the song's original lyric, a new one just begun. And the book ties this beautifully back to the message of the song. War is over, if you want it, becomes a theme that plays out through small acts of kindness. It's a children's book, but like all the best children's books, it speaks just as strongly to adults. Reading it, especially the scenes of connection across enemy lines, reminded me of Paul McCartney's Pipes of Peace. The video for that song, released in December 1983, retells the story of the Christmas Truce in 1914, when British and German soldiers left their trenches, exchanged gifts, shared photographs, and even played football in no man's land. Paul plays both soldiers, a simple way of showing how similar they are beneath their uniforms. Lennon's message and McCartney's storytelling approach the subject from different angles, but they ultimately converge on the same belief, that peace arises when individuals choose compassion, even in the worst circumstances. And that's why this project matters now. The world hasn't become less complicated or less divided since 1971. If anything, it's become more so. But Happy Christmas War is Over hasn't aged. Its message hasn't softened. And this new book, along with the film, brings that message to new readers in a way that feels both timely and timeless. It's a gentle way to talk about empathy, a hopeful way to talk about conflict, and a powerful way to talk about peace. It continues the tradition that John and Yoko began more than 50 years ago. I'm also proud to show you this superb Zoetrope picture disc, which features the ultimate mixes of Happy Christmas War is Over and Listen the Snow is Falling on side 1, and 4 pieces of music from the film's score, written and conducted by Thomas Newman on side 2. The Zoetrope design itself is by Drew Tetz, using individual still frames taken directly from the animation. And when you play the record at 45 RPM and look at it through your phone camera, set to 30 frames per second, the illustrations magically come to life. It's released on December the 5th, and now that I've seen it, I think it's a really thoughtful and beautifully presented companion piece to the film. If you'd like to pick one up, I'll put a link in the description to the official John Lennon website. It's a clever nod to early animation techniques, and in a way mirrors what the book is doing, taking John and Yoko's original message and giving it a new visual form. If you've picked up the book, I'd love to know what you think of it, and whether you've shared it with your own family. And let me know in the comments what Happy Christmas War is Over means to you in 2025. And if you'd like to know more about the history of the song itself, check out the link to our video about that in the description. So thank you so much to Simon and Sean for these, and I hope everyone enjoys the film. But that's all for this one, so I'll say bye for now, and thanks for watching.